Because it's all quarter notes, you know, this song here. So what that is we're in F major, and the melody starts with a major seventh, so it's going to be like Ti do so la ti, right? With the and then approaching the sharp four in the melody. So back cycling is a concept where we take the destination chord and then we go back. Like, what's the 5 of the destination? In this case, the 5 of B would be F sharp, and then we go, what's the 5 of that, which would be C sharp, and then the 5 of this, which would be G sharp, and then the 5 of this, which would be D sharp, or I'd rather think E flat, right? And so that's really what we have going on, because we only have 4 notes in the melody, right? Before we get to that B minor 7 flat 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, and then we're at this new point. Okay, so let's hear how that sounds with the bass notes. Just doing the more traditional, like, you know, secondary dominants leading up to the B note. So we have this. I like that. Very different from this. Right? So nice in a solo guitar setting, right? So now we've got to think about, well, what can we fill in? Like, what would the harmony be? You know, because obviously it's going to be a different sound, right? So the first chord relationship is a flat 9, so that could give us a number of choices. But like really kind of more of a dominant altered kind of sound, or a dominant flat 9 sound, or whatever. You could do, you know, a minor with a flat 9 too, but we'll stay with like a little bit more that we're used to. So in this case, we'd do, so it's a dominant 7th, but it would have to be a flat 9 because that's the melody note, right? So this version just, you know, E flat, G, D flat, kind of a standard one that everybody's familiar with. I also like to do things like, rather than that, I'm a big fan of this sound. So I'm just dropping the flat 7 down to the 13. So I have E flat, G, C, and then, you know, F flat for the flat 9. Like that. So it's a dominant 7 flat 9 natural 13 chord, or you could think of it as C / E flat, but, you know. Anyway, so there it is, right? So dominant 7 flat 9, 13, and then this is a 13 in relation to the next dominant that we're using. So I just harmonize that with some kind of a dominant 7/13 sound. In this case, you could also do a major 7/13, but in this case, I'm going to stick with kind of a dominant sound. So this would be nice. We could do that same kind of thing, like have flat 9 and 13. Since the 13's up here, we could do flat 9 here. Right? So another way, if you're a fan of the triad over bass note thing, then this is an F triad with an A flat in the bass. But I'm just thinking of it as A flat, dominant 7, flat 9, 3rd, 13. All right, and then the next one's interesting. The bass note's going to be the C sharp, and we have, or D flat, and we have C in the melody, major 7. So obviously that takes out the dominant 7th sound, unless we want to get really polytone. But like in this case, it's just going to be major 7 of some kind. So how do we want to fill that in, right? Voicing, you know, this is kind of, I mean, this is functional, but it's, you know, if we're playing solo, we might want to have a little bit more, you know, stuffing, so to speak, between the root and the melody note. So in this case, let's go back there so you can hear it in context. So we've got, then I would go to this, right? So this is a, you know, D flat major 7 stock voicing root position. You could do like any combination of that. It could be 13. I mean, sorry, that's a 2. Would just bring in the 3rd down to the 9 or the 2nd, whatever. You could make it, you know, add 13 in the 3rd. I'm a big fan of this major 7 sharp 5 sound. So and then after that, it goes to an F sharp, and the melody note's a D. So that's a flat 13 or E sharp 5. So we could do, you know, keep it simple and just do a straight up, you know, dominant 7 sharp 5 chord. So F sharp 7 sharp 5. And in this case, we have, you know, F sharp, E, the flat 7, and then A sharp, which is the 3rd, and then of course D. I'm using enharmonics here, so don't worry. Don't get worked up about that. All right. So here we go. We have this.